left to right. Charlie Rapper, Joe Latasio, Mike Chanchuk, Coach Tillman. Coach, if you'd open up with a comment on today's game. Congratulations.
Thank you. Obviously, want to congratulate Brian on a great year. We obviously had watched enough film and seen them and realized what a great team they are, and we really worked hard this week. Just from the things that we saw, the people we talked to, we knew they were a dangerous team, and we feel very fortunate. I'm very proud of these three guys, but the entire team. This was a total team effort, and I think the guys to my right will tell you that. I was very proud of how hard they played, and I thought we played very smart at the beginning. They kind of understood what they were up against in terms of the zone and the different defenses, and then defensively, Coach Connery did a great job getting them organized, and I thought the guys did a really good job of coordinating their slides. But at the end of the day, I think the Long Island guys to my right, Michael did a good job of quarterbacking us. Joe did a great job of taking the shots. Trevor did an excellent job at the X, and our wing guys, obviously Isaiah Davis-Allen and Brian Cooper, Michael Earhart, and Matt Pons especially, who got the majority of the wings, were really excellent today, and they got us possession. So we're excited to have another week together. This group has just been a very unselfish group, and is very, very much them, just working hard, being unselfish, and there were a lot of guys all week in the scout team that helped us get ready, and I think they really helped us get ready for the zone, but also some that looks on offense.
Charlie, all week everyone was saying that Kevin Mass is the best face-off guy in the country. Did you use that as motivation today?
Not really. I just kind of played my own game. I just kind of practiced with my other face-off guys, John Reno, Andrew Walsh, and those guys, and it really helped me get prepared for the game. Then when I have wing guys like Brian Cooper and Mike Earhart, it makes it a lot easier on me because those guys are so fast and they're warriors also. And with us three in the middle of the field, I'm very confident going into games with Mike and Brian. So I don't really feel any pressure at all. I didn't use it as motivation. I just saw us as having an opportunity to compete and just make a name for ourselves. So.
Charlie, it seemed like in the first half you were popping it up and getting to Earhart pretty quickly and pretty often. Was that kind of the plan, and what was it that you saw that was able to let you do that?
I don't think we really had a plan. It was just something that was working for us, so we decided that we would do it. And I saw Mike up down the wing, they were really covering him, so I just figured I could pop it out to him. But, if it was Brian that was open, I would pop it in, and if he wasn't, I would just take it myself. So I think the game kind of depended on where I was going with it, and that's what happened today.
How many people from St. Anthony do you think were in the stands? And is it a pretty cool thing for the three of you? I think you all played together at least one of the years. All 3 years overlapped. At least 2 years did. What's that whole thing like to be come this far and maybe even see some fans?
Yeah, it's a great experience playing with these guys. I actually didn't get a chance to play with them. I was a few years ahead of them in high school, but. Representing St. Anthony's and representing Maryland, it was very cool for us to come back here to Long Island, where I played a few high school championships, so I lost them all there. But it was finally good to get a win at Hofstra, and playing with these guys, stepping up, them stepping up today was really great. And what Coach was saying, we had a lot of really good players. I think we could have 10 more guys up here today. Earhart, Cooper, Nico, the defense just played, a heck of a game. So, we're really proud to represent Maryland.
You talk about that first quarter. Obviously, you had the score you had, dominated the ground ball battle as well as the face-offs. Was it a point of emphasis to come out, with looking to make an impact?
Yeah, watching their film, they're a really good team. Ground balls, face-offs. And then obviously they have a pretty good goalie, so we were just try to play our game, and that's Maryland lacrosse, ground balls, getting the ball and scoring goals. So we were able to get a few on them early, and I think that really helped us.
Coach, 3 Final Fours, 4 years. Great job, especially after the job that Dave Cotto did. When you talk about pressure, at least trying to win it all. I know you guys, I think I read an article somewhere that a lot of the guys kind of feel it. You can't help but hear from alumni, hear it around the building. I mean, it's a question for all you guys and coach, you know, does that start creeping into your mind at all? These coming into the quarterfinals, and now you guys are home, so it's basically, you know, home games from here on out. You know, what's that like dealing with the pressure, if there is any, and you know, what's it like to play in front of the home crowd next week?
Well, obviously going back to Baltimore is pretty special, and that was one of our goals. And it always will be, you know, to try to get to a Final Four, but it is super special for us to go back to Baltimore and the guys that were here in 2011. It was just an amazing experience running out of the tunnel and just, you know, seeing all the Maryland fans there. It was a very pro-Maryland crowd, so that was great. In terms of anything else, we really, you know, we focus on the here and now. I think one of the great strengths of here is the tradition that we have, and we embrace that. We have just some great alums, great players, some really good teams. Some amazing alums that help our guys, just give them advice, mentor them, help them with jobs, things like that. They come speak to our guys, get them ready for the real world. Outside of that, everybody realizes this is their time. You know, whether, you know, whatever we did 10 years ago, really they had nothing to do with them. They were young guys coming up loving the sport of lacrosse. And that's really what our focus is to embrace the tradition, try to build on it, add a new chapter. Work very hard, be part of a team, embrace that, and have a lot of fun along the way. And that's really what's important. Anything else other than that, I think part of what these guys like about it is they know they have a chance to do something special every year. We work very hard towards that goal, and they embrace it. Besides that, there's really no pressure than anything else of, you know, just trying to be the best player and the best teammate and the best team we could be. And that's all we really care about. I think anything that happened 30 years ago, it's not fair to our guys. You know, it's not really relevant to them per se. We would love to do something special. We would do that for our state, our school, and for our alums, and obviously for the young men in our locker room. But I don't think there's any additional pressure, you know, whether we did it 1 year ago or 30 years ago.
John, good luck next weekend. Coming off a really tough ACC schedule, we always talk about respect all your opponents, fear none of your opponents. Is there a different mindset, though, you know, going into a game like this? And Presta has done a great job with Brian, and they certainly beat Syracuse in the dome. But how does that change as you get into the week of preparation?
What we saw was we kind of talked about a different type of battle today. You know, watching on film and talking to a lot of the teams they played, they're like, it's a different fight. They do a great job in transition. They get out better than just about anybody. And you saw that a couple times today. When they get out fast. A lot of people saw their personnel, their defensive midfielders, their poles, they stay on, they attack, and if you don't get back, they're going to attack 6-on-5s. And they all are dangerous, whether it's a pole. A couple of their defensive midfielders were former offensive player. I think number 4 was an attackman for him. 32, who's had a great year for them. I think he had 14 points coming in, was a high school midfielder, and he dodges in transition. All the opposing coaches were like, you got to get back, and then they do a lot with the subbing game. And so we spent more time on transition defense, subbing, a lot of those things, playing 6-on-5s than anything else this week. And that was based on film, but conversations that we heard. The other things we saw last week against Syracuse, you know, a lot of zone, mixed in some zone, and so we needed to try to get our guys comfortable when they were trying to be forced to be uncomfortable, and getting them exposed to that. Our scout guys did a great job, but it wasn't going to be like some of the ACC games where it's just you kind of line up and play, and their best players dodge your best players. It was a little bit different than that. A lot of wing picks, a lot of picks behind, some deception. So if your fundamentals weren't good and you didn't have attention to detail, you were going to be in trouble. Luckily, Coach Moran did a great job with the offense. Jesse and Jesse Bernhardt, Coach Connery did a great job with the defense. And these guys really bought in, and they embraced all the things we practiced, and they executed it really well.
So Russ, you've mentioned 8 preseason expectations at various points this season. How fulfilling is it to be playing on the final weekend of the season? Senior, if you wouldn't mind following up after he's done.
I think just, you know, the big thing that, you know, we did, and these guys, I give them all the credit. They put in the hard work and they believe, and, you know, the older players led. We certainly, you know, we use that as a little bit of motivation because I think these kids are really prideful, and we really thought they had potential. We didn't know what was going to happen, but we were going to approach it like any other year, and as coaches, try to give these guys everything we could do, and do everything we could do to give them the best opportunities, and then it was really going to fall upon them to make it happen. And luckily, the seniors and the juniors really did a great job of creating an environment that was going to be helpful for us. So they embraced the younger players. You know, they gave them good guidance. There was no, well, you're a young guy, so I'm going to put you in my place, because I think everybody realized that we were going to need some unproven players to help us. And whether it was a Rustin Bryant, who's a senior, or a Connor Cannizzaro, or Matt Rambo, we just lost so many really good players. We had to have a culture that embraced, it doesn't matter who you are, what year you are, you're a Terp. And guys couldn't feel threatened with that. And that is why the senior class is just such an amazing job. Guys like Tyler Adelsberger, Quinn Haley, Emmett Cahill, you know, they are guys that, you know, it just didn't work out as maybe as well as they would have liked playing time, but they were great leaders, they were very positive, and it was always about the team. And that created an environment where everybody was very together. There was not, well, he's playing, he shouldn't be playing, and I'm upset, I want what I want, and I want what's best for me. Everything has been positive, and that speaks to the character of the guys in the locker room, but also, you know, the leadership these guys provided.
Charlie, it looked like late in the third quarter you tweaked in the face-off, went out of the game, John came in. What happened on that play, and how's the knee doing?
Nothing really, you know, I just like felt weird, so I just didn't think I was worth it at that point anymore, and John's proven himself in practice, he's done great. I mean, he beats me half the time. So it was a great time to let him have an opportunity to see what he can do during a game. And you know, he did really well versus a kid that's probably one of the best guys in the nation. So I'm proud of him, and I think he did a good job today.
Mike, what was that first quarter blitz like? What did you see that you were able to exploit? And how much of a lift did it get going to score quick and to really be in rhythm?
You know, they kind of were going in and out of zone. We were prepared for zone or man, and you know, we were kind of going to attack it the same way, whether it was zone or man, you know, just kind of dodge, move the ball, let the ball do the work. And, you know, they have a pretty good goalie, but Nico is the best goalie in the country, and we shoot on him every day in practice. So, you know, coach was saying, you know, he might make a few saves, but, you know, we're just gonna keep shooting our shots. We're not gonna be scared of him. And, you know, we attacked really well. Joe shot really well today. And, you know, we just let the ball do the work. You know, Jay obviously is a great presence on the crease, so you know, it just kind of worked out well in the first quarter, and that got us momentum, and you know, that definitely helped us out.
Mike,
Two more questions.
Just want to ask that question again, just about how you feel like it is to wrap up your career.
Yeah, you know, as a senior, you have you know, a little extra motivation. You know, it's your last go around, and going into this season, we were kind of you know, looked down upon, I guess, in the ACC and the country, and that obviously gives us extra motivation. You know, we play really hard, great as underdogs, so we've just kind of been using that you know, that edge the whole year, and you know, embracing the younger guys, embracing some of the players that haven't played a lot in the past has really helped us out. And you know, we get called a really young team a lot, but you know, Joe, Charlie are juniors, veteran players. We have a lot of great leadership with the seniors. So we just kind of lead the rest of the team, and you know, the freshmen follow. They step up, obviously, in you know, huge games, and you know, the whole team's really cohesive, which is you know, pretty difficult to do, I think, at the college level. So you know, we just kind of work together really well as a team, and you know, it's been a great experience so far as a senior.
Coach, the knock on this team has been that the offense is slow paced and grinded out. What did it feel like today to come out and score 16 goals and have the kind of offensive performance that you guys had?
I'm happy we won. I just think when you lose the players you lost last year and they logged all the miles they logged, you just can't take all those guys away and just put new guys in and expect to be perfect. And we've been inconsistent, and I'll be the first to admit it, but that's the value of a veteran player. A veteran player has been through it, done that, and you know, they basically, when they get into big moments, things are slow. You get so many new parts and put guys in new roles that you kind of ride that roller coaster, yet you have to stay positive, you have to stick together, and you just got to keep working to try to maximize your potential. You know, today's day was very similar to Hopkins. There was a big crowd. It was nice weather. We knew it was an important game, and that, even though things didn't go well, we thought there were just teachable moments in a game like that. There were teachable moments in last week, the first half. We just played rushed, and today we were so much more poised, and it was the same group of guys. We slowed it down. We didn't try to muscle it. And these kids have really bought in. They enjoy being coached. We try to coach them in a very positive way because they respond very well to us, and we trust them because of the type of guys they are. And so it's been a lot of fun for us. We're thrilled for them because of how hard they've worked. And they've invested so much, and there are a lot of guys that you don't hear about that made so many sacrifices, and we're thrilled for them.
Last question, Ed, Lee.
For Joe and Charlie, talk about this game heading into it, that Brian was sort of like the Cinderella team. How did you deal with the perception of, for lack of a better word, sort of being the villain in this?
I wouldn't quite say that we were the villain, Brian. I got to give them their due. They had an unbelievable run. They had a great season. But I wouldn't give us the the label as the villain. We were just another team coming into play, Terrapin Lacrosse, and that's getting the ball off the ground. Being unselfish. First and foremost, Terrapin Lacrosse. Like, we go back to practice, and you got to give the scout team their due. Those guys, they do an unbelievable job for us. We wouldn't be anywhere without them. Our senior leadership and our coaches all do an unbelievable job.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck next week.
Thank you.